Alrighty, today we are going to tackle the running boards on a prepared chassis for a USLMRA CP class mower. CP class being what I run, prepared chassis being a prepared chassis. CP, BP, GP, AP, SP, those are all subclasses of a prepared chassis. A lot of people want to know how you get the mower deck look. Quite literally, it's just a piece of the deck cut and welded on, and I'm going to show you how that goes. I have actually cut the other one off just so I can show you all how this goes. So we're going to go through it step by step. First thing is you need to know if you're having pedals coming out the side like I did, you simply go through holes that I drilled. Or not. Through a support tube and into the underside of the mower. This is the right side, so this is where this would be my clutch. I have no idea where that piece went, but it's here somewhere. Oh, how about that? Still on the clutch. So I have a little pitman arm welded to a little collet body right there. That just slides on. Set screw goes in, tightens it, and holds it there. That's underneath the mower, so you can't see it, and it works perfectly. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to come along here and we're going to measure from here back to here, because you don't want your mower deck assembly to interfere with your pedal. So in my particular case, I'm going to say 13 or 14 inches, somewhere right in there. Follow me, let's go see how it's done. Getting old sucks. So on the old mower deck that you took off to build your prepared chassis, USLMRA Racer, here's what we're going to do. What did I say, 13, 14 inches? We'll leave it at 14 just because. You can always trim it down. Take the center point of one side. Put your tape there. Mark 14 inches. Same thing on the other side, 14 inches. Get you a straight line. And draw you a line. Now go get your angle grinder and cut that. Same thing on the other side, you cut it out. What you end up with is two pieces like this. You already see where this is going, right? Let's go back in here and get to work on some dimensions on it so it fits right. So we already measured 14 inches, correct? So let's come across here, and this one I already had previously cut, and this one's at 17 inches. Okay, that's not going to do us very well. So what we're going to do is, based off this other one, we are going to go about 3.5 inches in. So quite literally, come from the outside, coming about 3.5 inches in, make me a mark. Now I'm going to take that mark and I'm going to square it up with the edges. And just draw me a line. Let's see how well we did. 14 inches on the money. So this is your cut line. So you will now measure the depth. We got 1 inch. Now, because it's easier to use a wheel and take some off if you cut it too big than it is to go back and add weld and smooth it out if you cut it too small, we are going to cut it 1 1/8 inches. So again, I'm going to come from the top and I'm going to come down, let's say 1.25 inches just to be safe. Because if you have you a good 80 grit, you'll take that extra material off in a heartbeat. If you don't have a straight edge that you can do this with, I highly suggest you go to Walmart, spend $3 and get one. And I say Walmart because that's probably closer than anywhere else for most of us. Come around over here so they can see. Now, assuming that you made a straight cut on the bottom right here, we're just going to line this up and make a mark. And this is why I said if you don't have a straight edge that you can bend around something, go get one. It will help. Quite literally, if we just come along here and join some angles, then yes, I am lining it up with where this line stops. I'm just making a mark straight up and then connecting them. So you can already see that what we have drawn out on here matches exactly what's already welded to here. So again, take your angle grinder, thin little cut disc, cut it out. Then put your flapper on, take them sharp edges off. You're going to need it. Let me go ahead and get this cut out. I'm going to switch cameras so I can have the GoPro just sitting here while I cut it out. And then we'll come back and we'll get to tacking it on right here so you can see how the fit and finish goes. Alrighty? Be right back. for those of you that don't think you need to put all the safety gear on before you do something like this, can you see all this dust? Do you know what these cutting discs are made of? Do you really want that crap all in your lungs? Safety first, always. Let's get back to the other camera, and we'll go ahead and trim this down and get it tacked on. Be right back. Okay, so this would be where I tell you that if you have a belt sander, it makes it really easy to true up this line right here. And I went ahead and did that off camera because that's boring crap. All you do is hold it on there, true it up, test fit it. If you don't like it, back to the belt. So back and forth until you get it fitting with to where you can live with it. Mind you, we're welding, okay? We're welding, and then we're going to take the wheel and we're going to take the weld off of the outside here so that it can be primered and painted and look good instead of looking like a weld running down. Magnets, use them. You basically want this lined up. You need to give yourself enough room to weld and be able to smooth it a little bit and still get your pedal in there if you're doing this. Some guys run them up through the top, run their pedals up through the top. I did mine like this because it was easier, honestly. So, what we're going to do is, you see how this deck piece has got a little concave to it right here. So we're going to tack it, and then we're going to tack it. Then we're going to lay about 1 inch of bead and about 1 inch of bead. And then we're going to come and put a clamp on this so it pushes it up. And then we're going to lay 1 inch of bead across the middle. And then we'll go back and we'll finish the bead out. So, let me set that down right there. Make sure the welder's set right. It's actually like 13 gauge. We're going to go ahead and set it for 14. Run an 030 wire. So 3.5 in C. So we'll put it on C. I know mine likes it a little bit faster, so we're almost at 4. we're going to let this cool for a little bit. And then we're going to come back through here with the flapper wheel. We're going to knock that bead down so that it looks like, instead of two pieces welded together, it looks like one continuous piece. Alright, how about before we grind it, we come back in here, put about 3 or 4 inches of bead on the inside corner just to reinforce it. It's really not necessary. I didn't do that on the other one. I think I'll do it on this one just because it's a good practice too. It's not like it's going to fall off or anything, but anyways. There we go. So you can see what I've done here. We went through the steps of measuring, cutting it out of the old deck, welding it on, using a flapper wheel to make it look like one continuous piece of metal. The underside never gets seen. Don't worry about it. Now you'll notice that we got some corners to match up. Here too. Again, you remember me talking about, don't worry about it, you've got a flapper wheel. We're gonna blend these down to meet up with that. That's all we're gonna do. Let me get the safety gear on again. And just like that, both edges matched up. They're blended. And we've smoothed in the radius of this. And we've smoothed in the curve of that so that it looks nice. And we've joined those two so now it can be painted. Now, inevitably, you're going to have some little pinholes when you file this down, grind it down. If you take a little bit longer to do this, you won't have that. That's called porosity. That's because I was moving too quick. And I got a breeze that blows through here and whatever else excuse I can come up with. If you're going to have this powder coated, then you need to braze those pinholes. Because JB Weld, Bondo, none of that crap is going to hold underneath powder coating once they put it in the oven. It'll air bubble and it'll pop and it'll look like shit. So if you're going to have your stuff powder coated, you're going to braze it just to fill in the pinholes. Then you're going to take your flapper wheel or a sander and just sand those down smooth too. If you're painting this, if you really feel like it, get your little Bondo on your finger, just run it across right there. Take you some 120 grit sandpaper, smooth it down, primer it, paint it. Just that simple. Now, what I'm going to do is, you notice we still have some weld right here, and we still have two pieces that I need to put a tack on to join and then to smooth out right here. So let's do that real quick. That way you can see how I go about smoothing this out with a flapper wheel. Alrighty, so there we go. So now you guys know how to take the old cutting deck off the mower that you're going to turn into a racer, and you know how to cut out the pieces to make the mower deck appearance that is mandated by the rules in the USLMRA. There we go. Now you see. As always, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Leave me some comments. Let me know how I'm doing on this. This is going to be the whole build series. I think the next part of the series is going to be the frame, which would include the front axle being welded on, the tube steel that I've got welded into the frame. I'm going to take this thing and have it sandblasted here in probably a week or two. And then when I get it back from sandblasting, well, actually I'm probably going to have it powder coated by the sandblaster. So we may go ahead and just clean this up a little bit and shoot the footage before I take it over there. That way you guys don't have to wait so damn long. But thank you again for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, tell your friends. And if I can help you out in any way, let me know. Alright? Deuces.